Well, back at the range. It's a decent day now. It's about 50 degrees. I'm shooting the custom-ish 300 Wisdom, shooting the 212 Barnes LRXs, the Bore Rider. I've got 5 loads worked up, so hopefully we can find one of them that groups really well, or hopefully a couple, and hopefully we get some good velocity. Let me move, the sun's right in my eyes. Get some decent velocity and hopefully come up with a recipe that we can use. I'm really hoping for that 2880 range, slightly higher or close to it. 2870 would be fine. I'm just trying to keep that velocity up as high as possible for long range. It's a great bullet so far. I really enjoy the gun, the carbon 6 barrel. I'm always a fan. They shoot well. They're hand lapped and whatever you want to call it, from the factory, so they're ready to shoot. You don't have to worry about break-in periods. So we'll get to it and see if we can get some good velocities. We got a little bit of rain here and there, but should be fine. So let's get to it. Okay, so I have ADG brass, CCI 250 primers, and this first one's going to be 6.5 Staball, 66.5 grains. I'm not exactly sure where it is on the map here, but I'll start shooting. And I normally shoot in the morning, so I'm shooting in the evening, and so the sun is setting, so it's a little glazy, little glare, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully you get some good footage. Didn't really improve on velocity. So 2846 average. Not the best grouping. We'll cool it down and get to the next one. Okay, gonna try 67 grains, a 6.5 Staball, upper right. See how this goes. I hope to find a load on these shots because each bullet is fairly expensive, almost $2 a bullet, just for the lead, or I guess copper, so it gets expensive quick. That's kind of a bummer. The pressure is good. There's no pressure signs, but I liked the velocity. I mean, it kind of bounced around a little bit. The last shot was definitely slower. But on to the next one. Okay, shooting Winchester 760, 65 grains on the top left corner. Hopefully it'll focus here soon. And some weird light issues with the sun going down, so hopefully it'll focus. There we go, it's a little better. Okay, let's get shooting. Not a very good group, but also not a very bad group, I guess. Average was 2840. It's pretty close in velocities the whole time. So, the next ones. Okay, going with H4831, 69.5 grains on the bottom right. See if we can get a good group out of this. No real pressure signs on that. Started out to look good, but didn't end very well. Velocity wasn't real high, 28, 20 or thereabouts. Well, I ordered some Ramshot Grand. It has lots of raving reviews, so let's see what it produces. It's 69 grains, and hopefully we can get this one to group. So far, it's been kind of surprising that none of these have grouped very well. Last time, the previous video, the Staball 6.5 did pretty good, but it was a lower charge of like 65.5 or something. So I might have to go closer to around there and see if I can get that group to happen again. Because the velocity wasn't that much different. It was 28, 30 or something like that. But anyway, let's get on to the Ramshot Grand. Well, I'm not shooting any more of that. It's like 2,600 feet per second. So that was kind of a bummer. Not sure why it is so slow. Everything else in the book says it should shoot really well. So, whatever. I guess back to the drawing board. Okay, I did load up one bullet of Hornady Super Performance. It was an option on the book. So I put 65 grains in. It's kind of a faster powder. So I'm going to aim at the bottom of the center triangle. I'm not expecting much, I'm just more checking velocity, but I probably should load a couple more just to check it. Well, that was pretty slow too. I could probably up the charge a little bit. It looks fairly close to where I was aiming. Obviously a little low because of the velocity. Came in at 27.56, but I think I am going to load some more, a little bit more charge in the Winchester 760 and decrease the charge in the 6.5 Staball to about 66 and see if those tighten up. Probably go to, well, 66 on both of them. And see if we can get a tighter group. I'm not sure why it's not grouping that well. I was really hopeful, especially on one of these charge weights, to do something, but yeah, we'll mess around with that. I might do a couple more on the Super Performance. Might just do 66 grains all the way across the board, all three of them, and try that. Well, not the results I was hoping for. Some of the velocities are, I mean, they're all really consistent with the same velocity across the board. A couple higher, a couple lower, but right around that 28-40 range. So here's the results. Nothing impressive. That was the Hornady Super Performance. And I was wrong. It's 66.5 on that one, so I might bump it up to 67 and see what happens. But yeah, kind of running out of powders to try. I was really hopeful for like the 66.5 Staball, but it's about a 1.75-inch, 2-inch group. And they're all kind of either 1.75 to 2.5-inch group. So I might try the Winchester and then the 6.5 Staball and the Super Performance. Load those a little hotter, but just barely. and see how that ends up. I'm hoping for like 2850, 2880, somewhere in that range. I mean, I thought it was gonna be pretty simple, but obviously it is not. So I will have to go back to the drawing board and do a couple more. I was hoping this was the last time I was gonna have to shoot for development, but it is not. So I'll load up those other 3 and give those a shot here probably in a couple days, and hopefully have a contender. But overall, it's surprisingly all over the board, and I'm really not sure why. It should be shooting really well, so oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Got any questions, put them down there. Got any suggestions as well, put those down there. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Longer process than I was expecting. So anyway, thanks.